Hey Internet, there's a lot of videos out there talking about this new triple shiny Masuda egg hunting method for the starters, and there's a lot of math and a lot of explanation and a lot of filler. I just want to do it. If you just want to do it, follow me. Let's do it. So if you're not familiar with the Masuda method, it is a way to get shiny Pokemon through hatching eggs with higher odds than normal egg hatching that's been in the game for quite a while. But the key to it is you need a Ditto from a game that is in a different language than the one you're playing. So for instance, I'm playing Pokemon Violet in English. So I'm going to need Dittos that aren't English. And we're going to need 3 of them. But don't worry about it. Just watch me and I'll show you how to get them really quick. So to find Ditto, you're going to need to fly over to Porto Marinata. So let's do that, and I will show you an easy way to get them. Alright, now that we're here, if you pull up your map, zoom in just a little bit, it'll show you what Pokemon are around, and we're lucky. Here's a Ditto. But you guys know you're not going to see him on the overworld, you're going to see him disguised as another Pokemon. Now to find him, you could press the L trigger and try to get close and see what it is, but what I do instead, I just find the Pokemon that doesn't belong. I want to check this Chansey, I just don't want to get tackled by a Tauros. It's real. How about you? You're real. How about you? You're real. How about you? You're real. How about the lone? There's no Phanpy around this. That's suspicious. Because it's a Ditto. That's what I was talking about. There was something off about that. They only spawn in little herds here. Alright, so here's our first Ditto. Let's go ahead. Catch it in your way. Weaken it, false swipe it, quick ball. Whatever you gotta do. Catch the Ditto. Phase 1 complete. Alright, here I am. I put my Ditto into a box in the first slot because we're going to trade it and that just makes it a lot easier if it's very accessible. I have already done this. I have my 3 foreign Dittos. You need to get 3 Dittos. So now that I've caught one, you need to pause this, catch 2 more, and then come right back. Once you have your 3 Dittos, you're going to go to your menu, make sure you're connected to the internet, and then go into the Poke Portal. We're going to set up a link trade where you're going to trade your Ditto for a Ditto with a foreign language. You're just going to do a language swap. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in here to start a link trade. You're going to set a link code. Let me delete this one. That was from yesterday. You're going to use code 4448 4448. This is like a universal code that players know is Ditto language swap. Now you might have to be patient. A lot of people are going to be trading Dittos with the same language as yours. Let's see what we get here. So I offer it up. I wait for him, I check his, and if I see it's Japanese, look at that. Perfect. Accept the trade. Do that 2 more times with the other Dittos, and then we're almost ready to start. The next step, we gotta get those starters. As you guys can see here, I already have all 3 of the starters and my 3 foreign Dittos. If you don't have access to the other starters, you've got yours as long as you kept it. But for the other 2, to be completely honest, what I did, and this didn't take that long either. I went back into the Poke Portal. I went to Surprise Trade. And I just completed some Surprise Trades until I got the other 2. It didn't take too long. But if you start getting lots of Fuecocos or lots of Sprigatitos like I did and you can't find a Quaxly, I'm going to share on screen a couple of trade codes just like we did for Ditto that you can use to get your missing starters. So take a look at this. And then take some time to gather up your starters, make sure your Dittos are set, and then we're going to fly to the location where we're going to have these eggs. My team's ready. I showed you a second ago. And what I did is I flew here to Alfornada on the southwest corner of Paldea. This is where we're going to spend our time having our Dittos and our starters make eggs and hatching them. But there's a cool thing here that's very important to the process. We're going to come into town, and there is a shop right here. We're going to go right here to this restaurant, and inside this second French fancy meal has egg power level 2. So you're going to need a little bit of cash, and you're going to go ahead, you're going to get the meal, which gives us a 30-minute egg power level 2 buff, and that's what we're going to need to get eggs quickly and to hatch eggs quickly. There it is, egg power level 2. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to a clear spot outside of town that we can set up a picnic. And let's get started. Now here's the easy part. Once you're here, I have my 3 starters and my 3 dittos. Now we just wait. Now I'm not going to bore you with the math of how long it's going to take to make each egg and this and that and blah blah blah. Watch YouTube videos, guys. Check your email, do a little housework, go have a snack. Every 5 minutes or so, just pop back in and check this basket. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So initially, when Scarlet and Violet came out, people thought that only the first and last Pokemon in your party would breed. But as it turns out, that's not the case. By having 3 Dittos and all 3 of the starters, you'll see when we start hatching eggs, we're going to get all 3 of the starters from these eggs. It's going to be like a fun little lottery. And by having 3 breeding pairs in our party, it does increase the speed at which you get eggs. I'm not going to give you the exact math, other people have done it, but it is slightly quicker, so it's a good move. And since they're foreign, our increased chances of getting a shiny, let me post them right here on screen, really help you and make this kind of a fun little mini game to get shinies. And it's the only way you can get your starters, so let's take a look in this basket and see what we got. There's a Pokemon egg inside. So all you do is you take the eggs, and there can be up to 10 eggs in the basket at a single time. So just repeat this process until your sandwich runs out, and then we will meet back up and talk about the next steps. Now, of course, there are ways to breed to get specific IVs, EVs, natures, all that jazz on your shiny Pokemon, but the way I see it in this generation, it's really not worth the time, because using cash and LP, you can do all that stuff instantly just by buying a few items. So I'm not going to bore you with how to do that. If you want to learn how to competitively breed Pokemon with perfect stats and IVs, it's not too tricky, but it takes a lot of extra steps. I'm just here to show you how to get the shinies quick, and then you can go back into Mesagosa, go to Chansey Supply, buy your mints, buy your EV training items, do all you need. Get your ability patches, ability capsules for any Pokemon. You can make any Pokemon in the game into whatever you want it to be. So don't stress yourself out by setting up the perfect breeding pairs or having perfect IVs and Destiny Knots and Everstones. If you want to look that up, go for it, but I'm just trying to get you shinies quick. My sandwich timer should be expired, so let's go ahead and get the last few eggs before we move on to hatching these things. Alright, that's it. Meal power's expired. But the good news is, not only does Egg Power 2 increase the number of eggs you can get, it also increases how quickly your Pokemon are going to hatch. Now before we start hatching eggs, we already know Egg Power level 2 is going to help them hatch faster, but there is another thing you can do to help. You'll see in my party, all I have now is this Talonflame. And Talonflame has the ability Flame Body. It doesn't say it in the description, but there are a few abilities in the game such as Flame Body, Steam Engine, and Magma Armor, which make eggs hatch faster if they're in the party with the eggs. So, I have a Talonflame. If you don't have a Pokemon with that ability, let me just open my map, take you over here real quick. If you just fly over here to East Province Area 3, there are Wild Roly-Coly and Carkol all throughout here. Grab yourself a Carkol, it's going to have an ability that'll help. So take a minute, come over to East Province Area 3, catch a Carkol, and you're going to use it to incubate your eggs. Before we get started, let's take a look. In that 30-minute sandwich, which I probably was not optimizing my time, I kept getting distracted, I got 2 full boxes and 2 extra eggs out of that picnic. So I'm just going to grab 5 eggs at a time, stick them here with Talonflame, come over to the restaurant, grab my sandwich, and start hatching. You're going to get the same meal, same egg power buff, and then all we're going to do, we're going to pop on our Miraidon or your Coraidon, and you're just going to go up and down the road. I like to ride over to this cave and back, and you'll be surprised with Egg Power level 2 and a Pokemon with Flame Body, Magma Armor, or Steam Engine, just how quickly these little guys are going to hatch. Egg number 1 is Sprigatito. Now you'll see these Pokemon, it's going to be all 3 of the starters we used. So all 3 mating pairs of Dittos and starters did in fact lay eggs. Quaxly. There's your proof. It's not just the first and last Pokemon in your party. It's really as simple as this. You're just going to continue going up and down the road, hatching the eggs using your sandwich buff. If you don't get shinies in your first batch, get your sandwich, set up camp, get your eggs, pull down your picnic, eat another sandwich, get your hot bird, and just ride back and forth with eggs until it happens. When you do get the shiny, pull that Pokemon out of your breeding pool with the Dittos. So I'm going to keep going, and let's see how long it takes till we get some shinies. Well, I hope there wasn't a shiny in that batch.
The next day. "24 hours later." The next evening.
So guys, at the end of this process, I did end up getting my 3 shiny starter Pokemon, which is super awesome, but it took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. I did go a little bit over odds on this one. It took 5 full days of hatching eggs to get the 3 starter Pokemon. Now, I've had hunts last longer than that, but I didn't put in full work days like I did this time. It took 2 days of nothing and crashes, and then on the 3rd day I got the first one, which was Quaxly. The day after that I got Fuecoco, and then the day after that I got Sprigatito. So I got them 3 days in a row, but that was days 3, 4, and 5 of the hunt. And in that process I hatched over 2,240 eggs. So it was a bit time consuming, and that's why it took me so long to get this video out, because I was not about to catch one and say, now just keep going and you'll get the other 2. Nah, I don't do that. I do it and I show you the full thing. So if you liked this video, if you enjoyed any part of it, if it helped you out in any way, please make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm getting close to my 1,000 subscribers, which means the giveaway for a free copy of Pokemon Scarlet or Pokemon Violet is just around the corner. So make sure you're subscribed so you can get your chance to win a copy. If you do this hunt yourself, please share a photo or a video with me at TCRFeltonArt on Twitter, and I'd like to see your results. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay awesome, Internet.